Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to The Disconnected. This episode that you're about to watch is a very sort of personal conversation between me and a longtime friend of mine named Jeremy Spring. Jeremy was a singer for a group called Abandoned Kansas, and they've kind of hung it up at this point. He has gotten a couple of the guys that were involved in that group to form basically a cover band called A Band in Kansas. Hilarious. He's also got another project called Crusoe, but his big current project that he's working on is called Glass Age. They recently recorded a full length. I believe it's going to have 12 tracks on it. They're releasing it on vinyl, CD, digital, of course, and all of that here soon. And it is just sort of a journey between the two of us, talking about the stuff that we've seen over the last 10 or 12 years that we've known each other. The way physical media affects my life, the way it affects his life, the music industry as a whole, the things that we've seen growing up together, and the way that music has evolved both of us. I hope that you enjoy this sort of thing. This was a very different take than what's usually on the channel. And if you like it, let me know in the comments. I've got quite a few contacts that I can do stuff like this with. But yeah, Jeremy's great. He is a hilarious person. I had to edit out of some technical glitches through this, but it's worth it. It is a nice, solid watch. Again, this is Jeremy Spring. Here we go.
Now I need to turn some light on.
It's a nice Amy Winehouse piece. Oh, dang, and it's Bowie, too. I couldn't see Bowie before the light was on.
Bowie has scissor hands cutting Winehouse. Quite the concept, bro. Here, I'll take you on the tour. We've got Black giving you the thumbs up. That's a Glorious Bastards, Bear Jew and Brad Pitt, but he's holding a Facebook symbol. Daniel Day-Lewis. Awesome.
Perfect.
Somebody sent me that. Frigging awesome. And then he's got a series of these with like where it's a normal thrift store painting, but he puts characters in it.
That's awesome.
And then, dude, look at the vinyl. We're talking about vinyl. He does duct tape art on.
Wow.
Yeah. One of my favorite vinyls sitting up here, Hot Fuss.
Yeah.
Astro World. Well, you can't really talk about Travis Scott anymore, so sorry. Talk about physical media. Rough joke. No,
so how's everything been for you? I haven't even gotten that far yet.
Man, I'm doing okay. Dad mode for sure. And then I run programming and booking and marketing for like 6 venues.
Jeez.
So I'm still very much up in the blood of music. I do worship at church. And then I still have some bands. So, man, I'm busy. I feel like what I mostly do is schedule people. You know what I mean? That's what it feels.
That makes sense.
Like, coordinating a lot of different teams and, really exciting stuff. I mean, music's back. Pandemic's over. Like, I've been at shows the last few weeks and just it feels alive again. And people are back with a vengeance and it feels great, man. I don't know if you've been to live stuff yet, but that's my...
just
live world.
I think in December, my wife got me tickets for Trans-Siberian Orchestra. She had never seen them, so we went all out. Went to the big the Sprint Center, the old Sprint Center in Kansas City, and then just 3 weeks ago, we got back into my stuff. We went and saw Coheed and Cambria, and
with the Used or what tour was it?
No, it was very small. It was them, and let me pull up the name of the band.
What spot was it at?
The Uptown. I never been there, so it was a nice little venue.
Yeah.
The other band, because I believe they deserve a little bit of props here, was Sheer Mag.
Sheer Mag.
Female fronted, like they'd kind of go good with something like a Lionize. If you've heard them, they got kind of big for a few years. They were good, just kind of like buzzy. Not real punk, but just that that uprising we've had in like post grunge rock.
Yeah, noisy stuff. They had a Meet Me at the Altar opening before the Used, and then Coheed on the show I saw last year. And
Nice.
Meet Me at the Altar is an all girl band. It's pretty dope.
Coheed's playing a lot too. They're about to tour with Dance Gavin Dance. And...
That's a great matchup with
Yep.
just the drama of their shows. Like,
oh yeah,
the fans are all fantasy oriented. I feel like
yep.
It's you know what I'm saying? It's like
exactly, yeah.
gamer stuff or something. I don't know. It's not my thing, but I went and saw. I mean, they're incredible players. They're really nice guys. Yeah,
I agree.
My buddy from Iowa that I met, like when I met, Tim Dodd.
Yep.
Familiar with the name Everyday Astronaut. Well,
yep.
I met a buddy through him, and in Iowa, he was tour managing for Coheed. So just like his name's Matt, and yeah, he was able to hook up some tickets and have a good time, and it was cool.
That's great.
That's always nice when some of the stuff that we've known each other for a long time. Some of the stuff we put in equity into a long time ago, like you've been hosting house shows for a long time.
Yep.
Some of the stuff's starting to pay off in a cool way, getting to expand the community, and just some of the relationships are sustaining, and it's cool, man. I mean, even like what we're doing, I think it's pretty dope.
It's nice. I mean, I was trying to think about that earlier. The first time I actually shook your hand, I couldn't remember if it was like 2009, 10, or 11, somewhere around there.
Okay. Before your house.
Yeah, it was long before the house, because I think it was a little tiny house, not a house show, but like a little tiny show in the middle of nowhere in California. And then I can't remember if that was first, or like what was your first tour through California? Do you remember?
So I know we came through with the Classic Crime and House of Heroes once and played like Victorville.
Yep, that might have been the one.
And that was where we pulled in a lot of new faces, because the radio station Air One down there sponsored it. And so it seemed like we reached the most new folks in that armpit.
That's probably the one, because I volunteered with Air One for 2.5 years.
There you go. I mean, I remember the specific argument me and Chet got into that night. Like, so Chet was playing bass first at that time, not Nick. Did we have a different bassist? I don't know. Maybe that was it. So yeah, cool.
That night Matt was sick, and it did not go well.
He was sick.
Around that time, that was right after this came out, right?
Yes, dude. That was that tour.
We wanted to talk about physical media, and so I went and got. I had to keep. I don't know if I've ever told you this. I think I had 3 copies of each of these, and these are my 4 sealed copies that I still have to keep in perfect shape. And
I don't have any of that.
I've ruined at least one set of all 4 by playing them through too much. Guaranteed.
That's a great feeling, dude. We've always been quality fans over quantity. Is what I like to do. Folks that I feel like dove into our meet. You get it. I mean, I don't have to defend that. AK's dead, but like that's the kind of art I like to make. It counts. I never can get it on a big enough platform for it to really matter. But yeah, anyway.
But the people it connects with, it connects deep.
Yeah, I feel like it's where we want to live. Is like make it. I want it to be nice to listen to on the first pass, but I want that 4th and 5th pass, pull in the driveway by yourself, finish the song, and you're like, wait. And then something, not because we're brilliant, but like I want the art to feel that layered. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like that, like a painting, like you see something different each time you pass back through it, like that much detail and care. It's funny when you hold up those records, dude. I time traveled. Like it was awesome.
When did You Build a Wall come out? What was this? 07? Really?
Yeah. December of 07. So really, we toured it 08.
Jeez.
But we made it in the summer of 07 in Ohio. And a guy that in Wichita that owns a few restaurants, and now his name's on the arena and stuff. Our bassist was at work. He's like a server at a steakhouse, and he just wrote a check for that. He was like, good luck on recording, and wrote it like a $10,000 or $12,000 check. And we drove to Ohio and made that record.
That is awesome.
Yeah, dude. And then that bassist that played on it, when we got back, he married our drummer's sister, and we had to kick him out of the band, and we kicked his bass parts off the record too. So the bass parts were just like an engineer that was in Ohio that just kind of plopped down what we thought we wanted.
Right.
Maybe. So it's the way the way final products come together. I mean, that was very, we were new. We were working with some guys out of Columbus and just winging it. But yeah, that's when it started. I mean, because that came out in December, and then 2007, and then 2008, we dropped out of school and like hit the road full time.
That's
We played like
awesome.
250 shows in 2008. It was insane.
You guys always played a ton of shows,
Yeah.
but really never made it out anywhere near me. So I think the first time I ever really got into You Build a Wall was because again, I don't think we've ever talked about this, but I wrote for indievisionmusic.com for a while.
Yes, I did not know that. Brandon? Who's over there?
I'm probably not going to remember any of the names.
Dude, they're still going and
Yeah.
they're still sweet about it and passionate about music. Those guys rule. Like, shout out to Indie Vision. I didn't realize you wrote for them. That's cool.
A little bit, yeah. I did a handful of reviews, and that one came across, and I just immediately was connected. And
What pulled you into that? I mean, we don't have to just focus on You Build a Wall, but did you get the record? Did you get the CD, or you were iTunes? Well, Spotify wasn't there yet.
I think it was literally just a link to, you know what? I think it was Pure Volume. There was a link to Pure Volume.
Pure Volume mattered. You know what it probably was MySpace.
Maybe around then.
Our MySpace kicked ass, dude. We had like 50,000 friends, millions of players. Very impressive. And then it switched to Facebook, and we were useless, bro. Like it's crazy how much that stuff matters. Like,
it's sad.
Well, I mean, it's a tool. MySpace ruled. Like, that was a great time to connect with bands, build a fan base, touring. I mean, we really had a good time, dude. We built it grassroots style, you know. And talk about physical media, dude. We sold well over 10,000 copies of that record, and I can almost guarantee you we handed them that. Well over 90% of those were hand-to-hand contact, you know, with a fan. So that was a very good foundational build for us.
Oh yeah.
Forward. I mean, they bought a piece of media from the guy's voice on it. You know what I mean? Like that's what set up the living room tour. That's what set up all this stuff to like be able to even do that. You know, we weren't in retail yet. You could only buy it through our online store. That's what I'm saying. We would have sold a few hundred of those.
10,000 is super impressive for when that came out.
No record of ours has sold more than that one.
Jesus.
We always felt like the label messed it up. We spent more on the record and it sold less, and just got told a lot more what to do. You Build a Wall squirrely, right? I mean, it's not perfect. Like there's you could feel the tension of that dump in there. So like there's something special. I'm far enough away from it now where I get why people connected to it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and then there's a couple of the songs on there that you held on to and made either a different version of it or played a different version live, which seemed, at least in my experience, at least one or two that I noticed that brought them back to that original record. They were able to find it through later versions of those same things, and
like Minutes or there's a few songs that we had kind of covered ourselves. The label believed in them, and I don't know, looking back, some of those moves are like what, but it's not uncommon. But for them to go back and find the original. And then we put out, I think the one that's on Spotify is the deluxe one of that. So there's a ton of demos and like stuff even from when I was in high school and stuff, like, really wanted to connect with that time and why it's as weird as it is. Like, I mean, the title's too long. That was trendy right then, right?
Yep.
The artwork is a little homemade. I mean, it's
not bad though.
No, it's not bad, but it's heavy concept. And on the deluxe version, he's gone and the ladder's up. The artwork's different. Like
nice.
2 sets of artwork. I had that team get back together, and like 10 years later, that was fun to do. Like when I think about records, I think about how he made it. I don't think about what it felt like to hear it. Right. I mean, when I hear records, I think about my hearing experience. I don't know what it was like.
A very different experience.
Yeah, man, you're just taking me back to 2007 before it came out. Like
life was very different then.
You're right.
It's crazy how long ago that was.
I can't believe you have the copies of that, man. That's so cool.
I think this was the first one that really hit a lot of people, obviously. But I'm going to skip to the fact that this is the one that meant the most to me at the time that it came out. Although Alligator maybe nowadays, just because, I don't know, you and I are around the same age-ish, and Alligator, I don't know, it hit at that age where you and I were both going through a lot of the same things and feeling a lot of the same feelings. And, the big thing is going to those 2 living room shows that you did here in Missouri around that time, and just being able to witness your feelings live.
I was hurting.
Yeah.
That's cool that you got that tour. That was it. I mean, that was the end. We didn't play.
Yeah. I was so glad I got to do 2 on that tour as well.
My buddy Drew was at those shows. He's passed. There's a lot of memories connected to that tour. You know, I still keep up with all those dudes. Nobody on that tour was in a band in Kansas, really. Like, I mean, that was a cool ride. That was another example of like that record sold like 3,000 copies, and I think we handed off 2,000 of them in person. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool because it was very intimate. Everything we did was very intimate. Like it was like a little baby shower in each city with like our record, you know, and it was cool like for people to care that much, and those were good days, man. I mean, that's cool that you caught the Kansas City versus the California experience. They're not, neither one's better, but they're different, right? I mean,
very, very different.
Even from here, yeah.
You can tell here that there's a lot of friends and family that, you know, you've played with for years, or, you know, just seen grow up in front of you, and have the mature feelings that are behind Alligator displayed in front of those lifelong friends. It means something so different than a group of strangers in Victorville.
You're not wrong, dude. You can play a character in the California, and then when it's people that we knew and went to college with, and they know exactly who I'm talking about, and it's cool. It's special, but they're also way more high maintenance the closer you get to home.
Right.
So many questions people have. You don't text Coheed and Cambria like, what time do you go on? But like, you know, when they're in their hometown, I guarantee you they get that text. And how annoying! Like, just come to the show. But I'm just saying, like, a play in the hometown is special in one way, and most of the time is not the preference for an artist. You know, there's something really special about having that barrier of somebody not knowing you and being just the art in their mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that brought a question that I didn't warn you about that I'm really curious if you can remember this. What is the first time that you went, you know, say at least 500 miles? No, that's a long distance. Say 300 miles away from home, and you felt a crowd sing one of your songs back to you.
Yeah, I hope. Let's see. Muskogee is 3 hours away in Oklahoma.
Sure, that counts.
It's not far enough, right? Dallas, maybe. It would have been 2007 before the record came out. Yeah, in minutes like that. Well, it falls apart. That was the first. I don't know if you've heard that old song, but like, you know, I think there was a couple places that surprised us. The message was always a sing along. We'd have people grab the mic and like pile on. So my band was on hardcore was so big in 06, 07.
Yeah.
Like local scene was hardcore, like chicks, dudes, jocks, musicians, athletes, like dads. We were all into metal. Like, I mean, and then, so if we wanted to play in front of music people, then we joined those bills. We acted crazy to keep them interested. Do you remember our stage presence back then versus later? I mean, as soon as we went to one Kings of Leon concert, we calmed down, dude. We were like, nope, let the music do the talking and just sit there and rock. How about you dress a little better? And just like, we chilled way out. Like, but when we were coming up, we were at hardcore shows at the bottom of a skate ramp. So it was like, you had to bring it, like sweat equity. You know what I mean? And in Muskogee, we were on a lot of good enough local hardcore bills that we had this crowd that would pile on the mic, and it felt cool. I mean, that dude, we're starting to cover some hardcore in my cover band, but to be honest with you, if my dream band, I mean, I would want to be a front man in like Knock Loose or The Chariot or something like that. Like, that's by far my favorite platform.
That's why on Alligator, when you put out Mirror, and I think you sent me the demo to that before it was recorded fully. Yeah. I heard that and I was like, this is what I have always wanted from Jeremy.
Yeah, Shane's dope, man. Dude, all of his music's Shane Oshner. If you guys don't know his bands, it's Everything in Slow Motion, right? It's just new.
It's one of them, yeah.
I mean, Hands was what I met him in. It was a face down band that he was in, and man, his bandmate Ian put out some music too. Dude, it makes me. It's cool how many. What am I trying to say? I'm getting older, so a lot of my peers have hung it up,
right?
Or they're huge, but there's a few guys that are still working and trying to make music. And dude, I love that because it's hard. Like it's a sacrifice. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it, and so I'm about to drop 12 songs with Glass Age. I mean, one at a time, but talking about vinyl, trying to get that order in now. Have you seen the deal Bandcamp does? They're letting fans pre-order vinyl and then it's like you can do down to like 200 because the problem's been the minimum order for a while.
Right.
You had to do 500 or 1,000 to even make it make sense. So they've worked out something. There's limited factories that even do it. One's in Kansas. You should take a tour.
I'd love to. Yeah, hell yeah.
We should go do that. Like make a reel out of it. You know what I'm saying? But
God, yeah.
I think that'd be really cool to see a day in the life and see a record get made. And
I'd be thrilled. Yeah.
I'm sure you've watched that content, but I think it'd be another thing to see it and profile some of those guys and the workload.
Not to mention, I'm one of those weirdos. I can't imagine the smells. Just being a part of that process of how sensory overload you would be in there.
The smells of the rubber, like the vinyl, and then the smells of the guys. Yeah, they've got to be like, how is the investors of our time not seen the need there and popped up a few other vinyl factories? Like,
especially now that I believe vinyl has outsold CDs for the last like five or 6 years at this point. When we're still a year behind.
So how has Jack White not started like a vinyl printing empire?
Did you see his video that he posted?
No.
The one it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. He posted a video on YouTube that's like 25 seconds long, saying like Warner, BMG, and a couple others. This has been the case for the last 5 years. You need to open your own pressing plant and help release the tension across the world, and called for them to do it.
Way to go, Jack.
Yeah. And nothing's happened.
Aged a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's distracted. Great. No, that's cool, man. Yeah, that'd be interesting if the labels started cranking out, physical. So you said you got mostly movies. Do you talk movies, or do you just talk like rare collector DVD? Like, what physical media are you interested in film?
Pretty much everything. I don't have any physical film, but I've got everything from VHS to DVD to Blu-ray to top of the line 4K, brand new stuff. And a lot of it is like old school stuff, like this 70s movie called Mad Dog Morgan from Australia. Whoa. Getting upgraded, and it comes like with a book and a poster and
bundles, packages type things. Yeah,
that's all the special features. So interviews with the original cast and crew, what the locations look like nowadays and everything. And we get stuff from all over the world, literally.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
you just kind of feature that, and that VIP experience, the bundle, the box, the limited stuff is a world I've never had I should take that back. I was about to say I've never had a big enough fan base to do. I think I've just never been organized enough to pull together.
Yeah.
Like, I've had such a hard time with fulfillment, with pulling all that off. I can't imagine scaling it up. Like, I mean, it really kicks my butt, dude. Like but dude, you wouldn't believe. I mean, it like the drama there when you don't deliver. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they've spent money. You got to deliver, but like then I'm waiting on this guy, and he's waiting on that guy, and there's like this whole argument in it, and then I just frazzle because I'm wanting to be little singer Jeremy, and I have to be, business manager Jeremy. Anyways, the physical media side of that, on I wonder, what people think on when they get screwed on shipping. Don't they just think it's the artists, like they're the ones that slip the envelope or something, and it's not. But like, what's your perspective on that? Like, anything you've learned over these years dealing with physical media, like on who?
Funny enough, we've had that come up just in the last couple months. I've had a couple label guys on here from some of these movie labels, and one of them a couple years ago literally got death threats over. Not just not getting something, it was just slightly delayed in the mail to them. And once the package is gone, they can't do anything about it. And, a lot of these collectors, like this wall behind me is a common thing for people that love physical media. They have thousands of movies at home. And just because they don't have one the day they're expecting it, I mean, you have hundreds more to watch. Just go do something else.
That stress, it's not food and prescriptions.
Exactly, it's a hobby.
That's a good perspective on it. I think I have hundreds of vinyl downstairs, and I just haven't hooked up my rack or anything like that.
Vinyl's tough because it takes up so much space. You got to have the right equipment to do it, and then not only that, but it can be the absolute smallest thing can ruin it in the moment. You know, the needle breaks or something got warped because you haven't touched it in 2 years, and it just doesn't sound right.
Wobbling,
Funny story too. I had a guy on the channel last week named Brad that is from a movie company based out of Connecticut, but he lives in Florida, and he was talking about movie marathons that he does 3 or 4 times a year. And he said, this guy that comes, his name's Chris. He plays keys in this band Under Oath. I was like, Chris Dudley.
He plays keys in this band. It's weird to even think about that as keys, but
small world.
That is awesome, dude. Dang. What other kind of physical media you collect? Like, is it is the goal rare stuff or just stuff that means something to you, or just
my big mantra on the channel is that every single film has been somebody's favorite film, and I view it like I've got a sign on the wall that says my handle is disc connected, because I try to connect through
every single film has been somebody's favorite film. That's fun. Have you done the Enneagram?
No. Or wait, yeah, I have. It's been a long time, but yeah. I'm a psych major. I had to do it.
The personality test. The 8 in me is like, let's challenge that. Like, there's some movie that's not somebody's favorite movie.
My argument has always been, at least the director at that time loved it more than any other movie.
But my favorite movie. Are we gonna play this convo? Like, what?
Sure.
I mean, my favorite movie it's not technically correct. I'm not saying it's the best movie. I'm not saying it's
very different words.
Movie's Waterworld, dude.
Nice.
Costner. Like, that thing opened my brain into a place that, like, I didn't know film could go. And I know it's like, oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
This has a 3-disc limited edition with the theatrical cut, the TV cut, and the Ulysses cut. There is this much love poured into this movie, and a double-sided poster.
What? And a cup of Kevin Costner's piss. Dude, that is awesome. I don't know if you remember when you first saw that, but that was just like, I wasn't old enough to realize how commercially bankrupt that film went as the set broke loose multiple times, and like it didn't do well at all. Like, but dude, I already was in love with Robin Hood, Kevin Costner.
Yes.
And so when that shit dropped, I was just like, oh my God.
I love Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yes, bro. Morgan Freeman. I mean, some of that was backwards, bro. But like,
oh yeah.
Those were movies, man. That's a movie that my parents, talk about physical media. They taped Robin Hood off of TV and, to cut out the commercials, but they also cut out the witch. I didn't even know that was a character until I was way older. Dude. I never even knew that. At the very end, Azim busts through the door and knocks a witch across the room, and I've never even seen this character, dude. All right, what's your favorite movie?
My answer I always go to is usually Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but I don't know if that's the case anymore. Okay. I'm trying to discover through all these things. There's so much that is just hit hard, and there's one that might, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it if you can get into some of the gory side of things. But the movie Green Room. Have you seen Green Room?
Oh wow, yeah, wow, yes. And they run into the wrong skinhead gang in the back room of a bar. Yep. Yeah. Oh my God, dude, too real, bro.
Yeah.
Real, like.
And that's the thing. I'm sure you've seen a lot of it, but growing up through the shows that I went to, I was looking at it going, I've been in that green room.
Where was it shot? Have you been there? Like, chain reaction green room? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, Green Room. Just because of the way I spent my teens and 20s, it hit really home for me.
That movie was fucked, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the language policy is in this podcast.
Whatever you want it to be.
I have Daniel Day-Lewis up here, but dude, I'd say There Will Be Blood was was one of my first like artistic, I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson, Johnny Greenwood on the soundtrack, like
Yeah.
the supreme acting from him. Like, it was one of the first times I was like, oh, this is what a film should be. Like, I mean, it really grabbed me. And then I think Place Beyond the Pines is another one that's the kind of stories I want to tell.
Yep.
Like where nobody's a good guy or bad guy. Everybody's layered.
Oh, yeah.
I have a son now, right? We got kids, and the superhero thing is one thing, but real people aren't like that. Nobody is only one thing.
Exactly.
Like, nobody's a good guy. Nobody's a bad guy. That's too easy. That's too safe. But that myth being sold to us early on, I think, sets up for a lot of betrayal. Like,
right.
where you know better than that about yourself, but then you expect that from others. And I think, it sets up for a lot of just confusion. And so my favorite stories are broken characters now. I mean, single moms, single dads, people overcoming things, but then also blowing it. Like, I don't like the slick ending. TV's awesome right now, dude.
It really is.
It's so powerful. Like all the stuff Judd Apatow's doing on HBO. Like I don't know if you watch. We could talk TV all day, dude. But how does that work with physical media? Do you collect seasons? You collect?
Oh yeah, I've got just to my left. I got a closet here, and sadly, because of my amount of movies, it's overran in the closet. But I've got 2 shelves in there full of just physical media TV.
From TV.
Yeah.
Is The Office one of your jams? I hope.
Of course.
Oh yeah, dude. I've been to 2 Office trivia bar crawls, like thousands of people in costume.
I've hosted one.
Oh my God.
I've been a quiz master for a couple of years. I dressed up as Prison Mike and had my wife come and a whole group of friends.
Costume. What? Wow. There were a lot of Prison Mics at the event. That's
It's easy. It's a purple handkerchief.
Yeah. A lot of her, like making it rain over her.
Yeah.
And then my go-to, and you've seen the photos. I do Meredith with the casual Friday.
Yep.
The purple dress, snip slip.
Perfect.
They should sell that purple dress as a merch item. The Lego set came with everything, dude. It came with like the bagel. It came with like it was crazy.
I don't have that one, and I'm desperate for it. I've got the Friends one.
That's cool. A lot of details, right?
Oh yeah.
What super fan do they hire to curate these? Have you had that combo with anybody that works at Sony and works to curate this box experience that only 100 nuts are gonna like? And you know what I'm saying? Like,
kind of, yeah. I've done some of that behind the scenes, and actually, one of the biggest things that's a problem is what we were just talking about, the production limits. I've got another company that I was looking to maybe invest in, and do you know what a steelbook is? Have you ever heard that term?
How's it spelled? I don't think so. Steel book?
Yeah. Did you ever see the Tony Scott movie True Romance? Written by Tarantino. Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette.
I really think I have, but I'd be bluffing if I don't remember it.
So these are steelbooks, and it's literally a metal movie case. And so you have art on the front and art on the back. When you open it up, there's more chances for art behind these things, but it's literally just a way to share these. And there's a company that wanted to specialize in really beautiful steelbooks, like high concept art, really deep imagery, a lot of like Asian influence.
Work on a book stand frame or something.
Exactly.
Looks great.
And I'd show it, but can't on here. But I've got like 10 just hanging on the wall because they're so beautiful. And the limits right now, they wanted to start printing. The manufacturing plants wanted to impose a 4,000 limit print run, because they said every time we print at least 1,000 are going to be errors. So at that rate, you might as well just do a few. So our minimum is 4,000. And these things are not cheap to produce. They're full-blown metal with plastic on the inside.
Yeah.
So it was so cost prohibitive that they lasted for one release so far. And they're hoping to do more. But some of these movies, less than 1,000 people in the world have ever seen it, let alone wanted to own it in hand.
$100 for the steel box or whatever. Yeah, right. What's something like that run? I mean,
For like mainstream things that'll, you know, like the Batman movie, there's coming out with one that's like $35. But for something specialized like this, and this box, it also came in, like I just showed you with Waterworld, a hardback cardboard box with a book and everything. This thing's like $60.
Yeah, so much content, so much
Yep.
extra. Like it's very, and you've got to admit, I know you guys talk about this on here. I mean, I haven't watched it, but like the physical importance of touching your music. Like it's weird, right? It's audio, but we listen with our eyes and our hands in a way that when marketers figure that out, it's unbeatable, dude. Like when you glue that whole experience together, like it wasn't just for our parents. Like it's not outdated. Sitting with the art and the lyrics, big style in your lap as you experience the music is very like timeless experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad we didn't miss that cue as a society. Like, you know what I'm saying? As digital as we've gone, people still agree. Like it's the real thing. Feels nice. I mean, audio quality wise, I don't know. We're entering a new space now with surround. Have you fucked with any of the?
Oh yeah, it gets really interesting
with music mixed in. What's it called?
There's Dolby Atmos. There's Dolby Surround. Yeah,
Atmos. So Atmos is a new thing. Like when you go to your mastering guy, he gives you an iTunes master, a Spotify master. You've got your Wave for the other digital outlets, and then you get an Atmos master. And then, dude, but that's also the mix. Like, it's what labels now have to pay to have delivered, and what these guys, like an average cost for a mix guy to upgrade his studio to Atmos. I mean, he's looking at a couple $100,000 to upgrade his. It's not making sense up here, but it might eventually. But what if Atmos passes on through? You know, what if it's Blu-ray or maybe Blu-ray is still the thing, but I mean, what if it's not here? You know what I'm saying? Like, so to upgrade your studio to deliver on one medium that literally nobody's capable, mostly. What percentage of the society do you think can even engage Atmos? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's less than 2% easily.
I mean, your iPhone Buds Plus do it, right? And then like one or two at-home systems do it. Like, what in the world? Like, I mean, so the expectation to deliver it physically gets out in front of the demand. It's confusing, dude. Like, I mean, that shit changes the art. Like, I don't think people have understood. Like, people took vertical video on their phones long enough and frustrated horizontal long enough that we literally changed the format, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people don't recognize, like, if society doesn't participate, they adjust. Like, now we have a vertical form. It's called stories. It's called a whole thing, but like they're putting up with your filming. So like, I guess what my big circle is like figuring out where people want to engage physically. Why isn't business meeting that? You know, and burying into it. They're there ready to spend money. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
tough.
Yeah, I mean, but why aren't like Jack said, why aren't the labels seeing the light there? Like, start your own vinyl printing company. Let's go. Like, put them out for $20. Like, people will pay that. Nobody wants a CD, but they want the antique art and vinyl piece for the audio nerds. I mean, I don't know.
I think what they're literally just running with is the majority, and it doesn't make any sense because I would much rather have 10% of a cut in something that has, 5 million patrons rather than 0% of a cut of something that has 100 million patrons.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. At least get something for yourself.
Everybody's looking at TikTok, right? Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not.
I'm only on there for my wife to send me funny videos. I don't do any of this on there.
I know I'm shooting but you should be, right? I know I'm shooting myself in the foot, not being there. That's where music consumers are. That's where 15 to 25-year-olds live. The first question I get when I'm shopping the Vice Age stuff is, what's your TikTok presence? It's not everything.
That is appalling.
It's not everything, but it's so much, dude. Right now, they just want to know, these businesses are looking to pour gas on an already going fire. They don't want to come create it. And TikTok's with this energy starting, man. They found a way to include music into visual that actually credits and connects and builds the artist. And Facebook has got to be kicking itself for not recognizing that sooner. Like, holy crap, dude. They never you go to a band's Facebook page and try to listen to a song. Let me know how long that takes. You will never hear anything.
Facebook, well, not only that, it's the fact that they started limiting the reach on people. You could post a message saying we're going on tour and you have 50,000 fans and it only goes out to 3,512 of them. Why?
Dude, and even if they're engaging, they're making you pay to get them to like the page, pay to get them to see your post. Like, they did what they wanted. They wanted Facebook to be the internet.
Yep.
Like, it's the neighborhood. So you got to hang. Yeah, I hang out with young kids and they're like, only boomers are on Facebook. I was like, boomers pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I want to reach the kids on TikTok, but eventually, dude, commerce happens in Facebook still. Like, there's no way to connect money wise on TikTok. So they're combined. I mean, it's the physical media piece is confusing because I just don't know what people want. Like, we've printed a lot of different types of merchandise over the years. Do you remember when we had mustaches?
Oh yeah. In fact,
those all sold, dude?
The mustache is on the back of this one.
Oh yeah, bro. Rest in peace, old Brian. You knew Brian, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Brian was great.
We're coming up on a year of that. Dang. And part of the reason I won't go downstairs and hang out with my vinyl collection is because this drum kit's down there, dude.
Ouch.
That green one. Well, if you look in don't open it, don't ruin it. But then we're all going somewhere. Art. One of the photos is the top of his kick drum that had the Fruit of the Spirit taped on it. And they're all still on there and stuff. It's cool, man.
I've still got another open one upstairs. I'll go look at that one again. And that's one of my biggest, you talk about touching and absorbing these. I relish some of the moments that I had absorbing art in like 2006 to 2010 was like the golden age of these random, wake up on a Tuesday morning, go to, Circuit City and pick up the new, Audio Adrenaline album.
Yeah, on a Tuesday.
Yep.
Oh.
Or one of the big ones for me, like one of my favorite experiences, people, friends of ours, the Showbread album, Anorexia Nervosa from 2008, I think, where literally you're playing the tracks with time codes in the liner notes and reading the story they wanted you to go over. Like, and they even say, we expect you to do this by candlelight in a dark room.
Yeah, dude. Bro, have you had them on?
Oh, no, I haven't had Josh on. I haven't talked to Josh in a long time.
Let's go, dude. Those Josh and Patrick are film and horror nerds first.
Oh yeah,
second.
Like, Dead by Dawn was one of their first giant songs.
We did the music video for Like It or Not, with those guys on a $500 budget, and like $100 of that was renting a hotel room for the one scene. Like those guys are great. Man, like, and at their house, hanging with them, watching movies, living in their world, like, bro, those dudes are raw rock and roll, dude. Like, for real. Some of us are posing, but those dudes are rock and roll.
Dude. They stayed at my house in California one time, and Ricky, the drummer at the time, grabbed the guitarist pillow and pulled down his shorts and bare ass farted all over it and went, "Here's some pink guy for later," and went like this to a friend of mine to keep it a secret. Just funny as hell, guys.
The bare ass fart was their old thing. They would to their face.
Yep.
On the bath, dude. Their culture. They went on tour with us for the Ad Astra tour.
Yep.
Them and the Wedding opened that tour, and a leg of it out west, it was from Indian Lakes and Swimming Dolphins. Dude, look at Joey go, bro.
Joey's huge.
Yeah, bro. Love it, man. Oh yeah. Are you kidding? I mean, that same year, the very next year, I hope this doesn't feel, man, I feel like I'm being that guy. But the very next tour was with 21 Pilots. They opened for us for a week.
Jeez.
Dude, I mean, they're like one of the biggest bands in the world. I mean,
literally.
Yeah.
And they didn't one of the House of Heroes guys play with them for a little while?
Josh, Josh is in house is 20. Josh is 21 Pilots drummer, And then
Right.
Colin stepped back from House of Heroes for a second, and Josh played drums for a while for House of Heroes.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so that's how we knew Josh.
Yep.
Then we came back through Ohio with Waverly, and 21 Pilots played some dates. But they're like
Waverly. I've heard that name in forever.
Yeah, and Highland, a Tooth and Nail band. Like, I mean, I still keep up with some of these guys, but to look at where 21 Pilots is now, I mean, they come to my town and sell out the arena. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's wild.
They play like 2 nights here and sell out both times.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
Incredible fans. Like I mean, the last few times they've come, it's been cool. We've gone and we've hung, and we've had the experience and seen them, but they're on a whole different. I mean, I can't even fathom, dude, what that lifestyle and scale of business is like. You know what I'm saying? Talk about physical media. That's a band who could make whatever they want. It would sell out. So it'd be so fun to get creative with it. You know what I mean?
And now they've got vinyl in frickin' Walmart.
Dude, they do. Walmart, Target, the video game store.
Yep.
Buyback Entertainment has new vinyl. Yeah, I don't. Urban Outfitters has had it for a while, right? But now
Yeah.
Good Lord. What about tapes? How do you feel about cassettes?
I've got a few. My last deck, it just completely ate dust a few years ago, so I've not found anything reliable since then. But I've not only do I have music tapes, I've got a couple audiobooks that were put out for like actual horror authors reading their books. I've got I still have VHS that they're still putting out nowadays. Yeah, it's wild. The steps they're going for some of these collectors is crazy.
Dude, it's extensive. It's like a subculture I'm not even aware of, really. I mean,
Speaking of showbread, I don't think I ever shared the story. This is so freaking random, but actually kind of relates to you because that one time I went to that comedy show and you were up there for I think it was somebody else's bachelor party, right? Or was it yours?
Yeah, no, it was mine, and we were seeing the taxi
Ben Bailey
guy. Yeah, dude, yes, that was me.
Yep. So we showed up there and found you, but that was not the only time I had this random happenstance. When we first moved here, I got into selling life insurance for a little while just because I was desperate. And I used to be a plumber's apprentice in California. So I went to this plumber's company down here just because I knew the lingo. And I was like, hey, you guys interested in life insurance? And the owner was like, yeah, give me your spiel. And I did. And he was like, I don't really care about that, but we need a salesman. You want to come hang with us for a day and see if you want the job here? Like, sure, why not? So I rode with him for like 5 hours, went and bid a few jobs, literally just spent the entire day with him. We're riding home. He goes, so I want to get to know you outside of work too. What else are you into? And I was like, well, I've always been huge in the music scene. He goes, oh yeah, my son's in a band. What kind of stuff you like? And I was like, naming all these things. He goes, have you ever heard of the band Showbread? I was like, yeah. My son is Landon. He plays guitar in Showbread. I moved to Missouri and went and basically almost got hired by Landon's dad. I was like, I have Showbread tattooed on my leg.
That's amazing. He still lives there. He designs a bunch of big Chiefs designs.
Oh yeah.
Follow him? Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty big up here.
Dude.
Bass player for the Chariot.
Oh, he was the KC Wolf for a while.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. Oh man.
Oh, dude, he still lives in the area. Just trying to think of other like hardcore legends from our childhood that have some sort of KC connect. Yeah,
you played up here right after we moved here in the Record Bar. They moved and they're like this big venue now. But the second show we saw you at here was the Riot Room.
Oh
yeah. Did you hear what happened to the Riot Room?
Yeah. Did I what?
Did you hear what happened to the Riot Room?
Hopefully nothing. What?
It's gone.
Watch that.
Somebody drove into it and the whole place caught on fire and burned down.
Oh no. I thought you meant like it got gentrified, like the neighborhood or like.
Nope.
Dude, I gotta text Neil. That's crazy. You know why? I bet they won big time. Like I bet those dudes can be feeling good about that.
It's not like that place was in great shape.
No, I like the outdoor-indoor combo, and I like the bar. Riot Room, dang. Yeah, I would like to get back up to KC. What's the spots right now? I know there's a Rhino in North KC. It's like all ages, kind of alcohol-free environment.
The outdoor of the Riot Room, as late as last year, they were still doing stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of Amigo the Devil You listen to him. He does like some of the murder punk type of stuff that they've been calling that lately, like the old Andrew Jackson Jihad type stuff almost.
That's cool.
Yeah, saw them last year. Oh, and actually, this is gonna be wild. I saw Zayo play that outdoor stage just a couple years ago. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, Furnace Fest, dude. That's have you thought about going down there?
I have. When Showbread announced they were playing, I was totally into it, and then the pandemic took that away.
But even this year, the lineup, it looks crazy.
It's massive.
Yeah. Festival game is wild. Dang.
I've never loved festivals. That's the hard part.
Why? The balance of all the schedules and
that's the biggest thing, but also it's just it gets expensive, and it feels like the most unsafe option to me.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I went to Cornerstone, tried to do a California version for 1 or 2 years.
Oh yeah. What years were those? I remember that. We played Cornerstone 07 and 08.
I want to say 2006.
Okay.
Because there was a festival in California called Rock the Park in 2005, headlined by POD, right before they released that song with Katy Perry that went super huge. So yeah, they did that, and then the next year was Cornerstone, California, and Under Oath headlined it. And I think the whole weekend they had 20,000 people show up, which is pretty great for the first year of a festival. And just at the Under Oath show, there was 10,000 people. Wow. And it was just too huge.
It was too crazy, like in the pit, and too.
Well, the setup wasn't great. It was a very narrow setup that they had for this stage. So if you were in the back, you could not see anything. And they had 1 or 2 screens, but they were fairly small. I don't think they expected even half the turnout they got.
Dang, that's interesting, right? When a festival will fail because it's doing too well, the infrastructure's like others fail because nobody shows up.
And they had only 2 stages, but they were literally like 150 feet apart. So they would alternate every like 25 minutes, and somebody would just turn around and basically be at the front of both stages.
That's at Warped Tour, yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like that stuff's coming back. You saw how quick that So What sold out, When We Were Young sold out.
Yeah.
Nostalgia's huge, dude.
It is.
We're getting abused by it right now. Yeah, that's like what new. Like, I wish some new stories were coming, but I mean, I don't know how you feel about all that, all the reboot stuff, all the remake, all the, It
depends. I mean, the originals are still there. They can't take that away from you, but there are certain things that can kind of.
Yeah. There's stuff to tell. I mean, I think seeing something you immediately are like, okay, that's just this,
right?
And it feels.
I have started producing a couple podcasts for some people, and that gets to be a nightmare when you're talking like 4 different guests and a host.
What do you mean producing? Like you're getting out in front of it, or you're editing?
I'm editing and post and doing a lot of the credits and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's tough, dude. Probably learning some stuff along the way, though. Helping those guys. For sure. What else do you guys?
And still doing my day job
on this. Right? What is the day job?
I still work for the government full time. I've advanced. No, I can. I work in immigration, and I'm not to like be secretive about it, but I've gotten semi high up in my young age.
I mean, you probably
it is a lot more stressful than it should be. Working for an agency that is essentially a built-in political football is very difficult.
Just wow, interesting. It literally depends who's in control. Yeah,
exactly. And like I've seen policies changed with an email in an afternoon that are across the entire country.
Dude, and who didn't experience that in COVID times? But some jobs live there. Like you're saying, you live in that limbo. Like this, the policy today. I may be getting on to you for the opposite tomorrow. Like,
of course,
that's hard, man. I mean, that's tough. Somebody's got to do it, but it's hard. Dang.
Yeah. So I do that. I do the podcast stuff. I've got 2 live shows that I do every week. I do pre-recorded videos.
What do you go live with? Like review a movie or review
product,
every thing, box or
every Tuesday night. Me and a friend, we pick a theme for the night. Like we usually do favorite and least favorite movies from a single director, or 5 movies that are like coming of age films that we want you to watch, something like that, and we'll talk about it. And then we'll just shoot the shit for another hour after that.
Yeah.
And then Thursday nights, I go over all of the announcements for the week, like these fancy ones. There's stuff literally announced every single day.
So people follow just to even find out about stuff. And
yeah,
that's cool, man.
Yeah,
dude, I appreciate you having me on. I mean, we don't have to wrap it up. I was just saying I appreciate you having me on for the combo. I wasn't even sure what we were getting into, but the physical media piece has been a big part of my world.
Well, and I was going to ask, have you even put out a full length on vinyl yet?
No.
Other than what's coming soon.
Yeah, Glass Age will be on vinyl. The only vinyl I've ever done is the
EP with AK, right?
A single 7-inch with it has Marching Around Me on one side and You, Me, and the Radio on the other side.
Yep.
And a really cool dude. I'll think of his name.
I should have pulled that out. I still have that, I think.
Pennsylvania. He fronted the money for that and made him, and
Wow.
Ordered the vinyl, and they got that shipped to his house. And then he screen printed the sleeves and did all the work. And he took the risk on that. And he definitely lost. I mean, we didn't sell all of them. I mean, but it was cool. Like he had a few boutique releases like that, like a guy that was passionate about physical collector media, and he won on a lot of his stuff that sold out, and he took risks on other stuff that he was passionate about. And one time I went and played his hometown, and Jason is his name. It came to me, and I opened for the Power Team. You remember that? I shit you not. Hang on, I should correct myself. I opened and closed because I played for the altar call at the end of Power Team. Things, you realize you're not strong, the Lord's strong, and you need saved.
If you can't rip a telephone book, come give your heart to Jesus.
Righteous Gemstones nails that Power Team humor, and it's like Adam from Workaholics is the character leading it.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, dude.
Anyway. We just had someone from some small town in Kansas share a flyer on one of our Facebook groups that they're still doing a version of that, and it's not called the Power Team; it's something different. But
good God,
yeah,
we'll see. The physical media piece to me is confusing. How people want to spend their money, dude. Like, what do people like? They won't come to a $10 show, but they'll like pounce on a $55 item that's clearly overpriced. Like,
right.
Me as a consumer wants to feel it live and then maybe make an impulsive decision at the table. I don't do any online shopping, so it's hard for me to enter that headspace of like people that want to consume art like that from a distance, and what's important over there. Like constantly trying to think of little items to sell, that are non-music too, and what matters. And, would love to play off the Glass Age theme and the theme. It's sort of a near future kind of narrative that I would love to do, like a graphic novel. That's actually what I brought up a bunch. Just like a periodical that comes out quarterly, that comes to your house, that's got like a focus on a band member, maybe. It's like a 12-page magazine with really, like, mostly really nice images, good, interview type stuff, and then a piece of our story with the album that kind of enhance, like the booklet with the CD. But it comes in layers along with the singles that are rolling out.
Nice.
But print's not that expensive. I think finding the demand, finding the person to put that content together and make it look good, and it's a lot. It's a lot of details in it. But
it is.
I don't know what do you think people love? What do you think? Like from your
honestly, graphic novels do pretty damn well right now.
Graphic novels, but from a musician, like that's different, right? I mean,
Coheed has done it. There's a few bands that have done pretty well with them.
That's cool.
I mean, look, it's an odd one to compare, but look at the Aquabats. They've done stuff like that for literally like 25 years.
It's kind of their thing, right? It's almost like a house. So the artist in me, doesn't want to lunge into an area where I'm not that's not my thing, and do it wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want to team up with a guy who that's his thing. He's digging the record. He does the cover art and does the thing, but it's hard to dial in all those combos up in front and time it all right. Get everybody paid. Everybody gets paid first. You know what I'm saying?
One of the interesting ideas might be to go to a local convention. Like we have Planet Comic-Con here, and there's literally Creators Row, and you can have 50 of the creators there. And if you spend $25 for a day ticket, but get your work into 50 people's hands that might be interested in it, I mean, that's kind of worth $25.
I agree, dude. I mean, I've never even gone to a Comic-Con or event like that. I've seen footage, but I think that would be interesting.
And you name it, for any type of thing that you're into, there's cons for it. Like
right, creators.
I'm going back to California for the first time next month to go to a horror con.
Where's that at?
Down in Pasadena.
Okay. Why that one?
Because through this community, I've met a few friends. Gonna meet up with a few people down there. Got somebody flying in from Washington or Oregon rather that'll meet up down there, and got a comedian friend that lives down right next to the con. Gonna hang out with him. He also a musician. Just put out his first single with his band. Yeah,
that's
just making connections like we always have.
I can't believe you haven't been back to Cali since then.
Technically, we went for a couple days when my wife was pregnant for a baby shower and came right back. But I didn't do anything. It was just to get in and get out as quick as possible.
Dig any holes in the desert or like find any boats?
No, not that time.
Dang. Where is that dude? Is he down in Texas? That buddy that helped us do that?
Well, I think we had two out there that day, but the other one that is in the credits of the video, he's here now.
Is he? He's
yeah.
Maybe I knew that.
He came out here, probably about a year after Alligator came out.
Okay. Did you ever follow Radio U?
Yes.
Do you remember Obadiah?
Yeah, of course. You were on the show tons of times.
Yeah, so he doesn't work there anymore, but dude, that dude would be a great guest.
Yep.
He collects a ton of media and is really passionate about like DVD copies of his library is huge.
Nice.
And he's a comic nerd and like he's so good in this. Anyways, I'm a connector, dude. Like, yeah,
me
people
too.
Mistake me for a leader, but I really don't want that. I'm more like, oh, you'd be great with this and over here. Let me know what happens. Like,
yep.
But anyways, the Obadiah would be a really fun combo, like to go down some rabbit holes on some of the, because it seems so fan culture oriented. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's very cool.
There are certain, some random band that won't even be huge will have this dedicated group of like 5,000 people that can fund them for years, literally.
Bro, that's my goal. I mean, I have booked Guar finally. Do you know that band? Guar?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Like they're gonna desecrate the venue that I booked them in.
Oh yeah.
Just one of those bands who's gone all out on their theme and only delivers to the fans. Nobody
always
else. And it's so impressive, dude. Like it continues to work. Like
the diehards.
I don't know if anybody is even original in that lineup. Like the concept is so pure. Like it's crazy. Can I be real with you? I just realized that, well, each time we've had a fuck up in the audio, I've thought it's because we're disconnected. But your username is disconnected.
Yep.
Pretty creative, dude. As a guy who tried to make a living out of confusing wordplay in a band name, would not recommend what. Do you know how many times I showed up and it just said Kansas or just said, now my new cover band, A Band in Kansas? Like it's so fun to mess with folks up front, but then in the back end you pay for it, dude.
Yeah. And the fact that I can't get the same usernames across all social media, that's always a problem.
Anytime we're inventing them new bands, we always do that first. Like go Spotify and Google it. Yep. Like see if you can grab the handle. And then you go, dude, I have so many Instagram handles that
Well, I know you said you had an hour and a half, so I'll let you let you go.
This mess into anything like usable. I don't know if that was helpful at all. Anything else you wanted to talk about or ask about or make sure you got?
Not really. I mean, it's really just a hangout time.
Yeah.
Get back in the habit of talking to somebody that I've known for quite a long time. And
Yeah, dude, we go back.
there's so many random stories that come up on here all the time, and most people are like, I've never even heard of half the names you're mentioning. And like last week when the guy brought up Under Oath, I was like, see, they exist. When I bring up these names, they exist.
Yeah, they're real. No, dude, I got all the references you made today, and I mean, you're right though that, man, some of the characters that we were dealing with then are still pretty. They're crushing, dude. I'm telling you, go catch up with Isaac, dude. Go chase that dude's new stuff down. Like Isaac Deed's stuff is amazing, dude.
I mean, he was great then.
Yeah, I agree. Like philosophically, it was already in the zone, bro.
Yep.
Was still coming up as, commercially, and now he's right where he wants to be. He has, I think, 3 feature films done and in the can, just waiting to find their release. I mean, he's cranking it, dude. And so really hoping he makes a video for Glass Age or does something. Like, I'm supposed to go down there to Atlanta and get a few days in with him, but dude, he'd be a great guest too. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Let me know, man. I know Tim would come on here and talk about this stuff. I mean, you let me know, dude.
I'd love to.
Have you seen him?
Not in a long time, no.
Dude. He's way up over 500,000 subscribers. He's best friends with Elon Musk, like full access to everything. That dude is literally going to the moon. You know what I mean? Like, he's wild, bro. So
what about Crusoe? Is Crusoe still going to be doing anything?
Yeah, Crusoe. So Dustin, who I made Crusoe with, is like absolutely crushing it, man. I mean, I don't know if you follow him, but his project Zayd Wolf. And I hope we write some new Crusoe music, but I'm not going to do it on my own. Like, he brought the value to that, like the pop production, commercial value to that. That was me singing and writing lyrics, over top of kind of like the more of like a hip hop style production, right? Like a collab with a singer and a pop thing, but which was cool for me. It put me in a new territory. I think it's affected, even the stuff I'm trying to make now, but, yeah, Dustin's crushing it on his own. And
it worked really well. And there's so many times that, God, there's been at least 2 or 3 times where I've been listening or watching something, all of a sudden go, wait a minute, I think that's Jeremy's voice in the background. Yeah. And the one that hit me hard was Love on Netflix.
Yeah. Dude, we had 2 songs in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was featured really nice.
That's cool. Man, I tried to watch that show and I didn't get far enough into it to see the song. But the way those syncs come about is pretty cool, man. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I made more money doing sync stuff than I ever did traveling and handing out physical media. Like, there's a real budget over there that has to get spent somewhere. So why not me? Like, I used to be afraid of that. Now I'm like, no, not, So I
some clues.
I gave in a little bit on what I want to listen to and make,
right?
And went and tried to, and so it's only been, man, my time with Dustin's elevated, dude. I mean, he's a really great songwriter and producer, and he's got that rapper money now, dude. That dude is crushing it. So I'm just trying to wait in line and figure out when we can do another song. But I love him, and if we don't get to do another batch, then that's okay. But there's definitely talk of doing another Crusoe record.
Nice.
Different batch of guys that I have and kind of brought the band to life. And then COVID hit. Yeah. We were going to start playing that stuff out live and whatever. But Glass Age is the focus right now for sure.
And it feels good. And I'm going to include all the links in the description for the YouTube video. And I do put this out as a podcast too, so it'll all be in there. And one of the things that is big is that vinyl. For the first time. I know, though, oddly, I know that's very important to you, and you can tell that it's something that you are immensely proud of, and I'm glad you're finally able to do it, and I'm happy for you.
Expensive, dude.
The
payment just to get it moving. Like, we didn't have a ton of pre-orders, so it's not like I'm just like, sweet, easy choice. Like, it's a risk. It always is. I mean, it's something I've wanted to do, but Yeah, folks.
I was hoping it went gangbusters, and the moment it went up, I don't even think you had posted about it. I think something happened, and I had pre-ordered like the moment it went live.
Yeah, you were one of the first easily, but that thing didn't really go. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, that's a different combo, crowdfunding, whatever. But the record is going to come out. Like all that stuff is hard, man. We're still independent. I'm hoping we can partner up with some distro and get some of that going. But you're telling me even the big boys are.
It's tough out there.
It is,
especially for vinyl.
Yeah, it's so popular. Maybe that's why the tapes are popping.
That's true.
Man, there's an artist from Minneapolis called Durry, Durry. I think you.
Wait, is that the guy and the girl that took off on TikTok?
Yeah.
They are freaking rad. I lost
you. Freaking rad. That's all I got.
Oh, there you are. Yep. That's all I said. They took off on TikTok. A friend of mine sent me the link to their TikTok like the day they posted their first track. And I loved it because it sounds like that exact type of stuff that is just out of your garage. This is the type of person that you like go see at the record bar. They're perfect.
Austin's been in a lot of bands and has been around, with a band in Kansas that dude has been trying for a while. And to see something take off for him with his sister that he was just messing with, artistically was just like trying to put a song idea out. To see it, what's happening is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a fun guy to talk to though, because they've been doing some really interesting limited merch runs.
Yep.
And it's been moving, dude.
And that is like the magic word right now is limited. If you can get something that there's only 250 of them, they'll sell out immediately.
Not only that it's 250 of them, but they only open the store for a few hours.
Jeez.
Like, you know what I mean? They're like,
yep.
People love that crap, but you got to get it right when I can't do that tomorrow with my band.
That's true.
So finding that gas is like interesting, dude. And having stuff in place to jump into that energy, create that energy, deliver a product. I mean, dude, they're doing a really good job, like hustling. And I think they'll explode straight up with the TikTok thing is so weird. You basically started TikTok, convulse for like 90 posts, just like with like a song.
Yep.
And finally, people mess with your stuff enough to where they like
you can calm down a little bit
and be yourself. Like it, but it's wild, right? I mean, you literally have to freak out. It's not much different though than like an opening slot on a tour, right? I mean, you're gonna like
very true
lay out. Like, I mean, you're overdoing it because you're like, please notice, And then once you got the platform, you can chill out. And man, that band specifically has been a very for me a very interesting story to follow, like with how they're handling the old school merch, the old school music, with the new school marketing plan, dude. Like, very cool. Yeah.
I agree. There's the band, I can't think of the name of them, that opened for you at the record bar at that show in KC. Do you remember their name? I think they were from Kentucky. And the sad thing is, I don't think it was
Seabird.
No, it was not Seabird. They have a song called like Rocky Mountain Strawberry or something like that.
Oh, Behold the Brave, bro.
That's them. Yeah. They freaking rule.
Yes, dude. They still rule, bro.
Yep.
They're great. They're still.
I've been following them ever since that night.
Oh my God, Clayton's my freaking shit, dude. I would marry that guy tomorrow. What's funny? Those long-haired weirdos, they also like houses, like real estate. Now, every musician's like, I'm also a real estate agent. Like, I mean, that's where the hot market is with that type of personality. Anyways, man, that's cool. They played that show.
Yep.
I don't remember that show. Not because I was like, I'm just saying I don't specifically remember that record bar show.
I don't think it was a tour. I think it was a one-off. And there was another opener too, I think.
The record bar's not huge. Just upstairs.
It wasn't. They have moved now.
Oh, they moved again. So it's third since. Okay.
or second now, but the show I saw you in was the original, very small. Yeah.
Yeah, and then but the new one just is like a skinny hall with like an upstairs skinny. I've been in there. It's not too big, but it's bigger. It's bigger.
Yeah.
It's very much like Subterranean in Chicago, but I haven't seen much on their schedule. I don't know. Now getting into the calendar booking world, man, like 2 companies run the whole country. It's getting pretty weird.
Yeah.
Like, once we get into some of this other stuff, like all the conspiracies that people are talking about with labels and distribution, it's also going on at music venues. You know what I mean? It's very gangster.
I had to try to explain to my wife I think we were talking about Coheed and Cambria, about I don't remember the specific term when you're scheduling shows, but the venue rights where they can't be within a certain distance for a certain amount of time.
Radius clause, yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy the depths that you have to go through for all of that.
Yeah, because it kills your marketing if they're going to play Lawrence a month later on a different festival. Or
right.
There's all kinds of rules, man, with mileage, with timing, with you get a band that's just a support slot and their headlining date's coming through later. Like, so when can they announce kind of thing? You let him share from the stage. You don't let him post. I mean, that language comes up a lot, man. There's a lot of competition with that. I mean, it matters. Dude, so many tours rushing out this summer and fall. I don't know if you're going.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
not many this year, but hopefully soon. I'm very tapped out this year, and I just had my second surgery on my foot last summer, so I'm still not 100%. I may never be, but
come on.
I'm still here and supporting. I mean, I went to Coheed.
Yeah. There's ADA seating. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. I sat through a third of the Coheed set.
Yeah. It's okay. We're getting old.
Absolutely.
I still sit through a third of my band set just on the drum record, breathing heavily. No, dude, this new cover band, you have to come see it sometime because we do like 4-hour sets, dude. Absolutely.
I've been dying to.
It's mayhem, bro. Like, the cover thing is so weird. It's kind of like what you deal with, but the currency is nostalgia. Like, So we whip people into this frenzy that has nothing to do with me.
Yep.
I'm just there, right? And so and they're so far gone into nostalgia that they're like, like I wrote it. You know what I'm saying? We perform it.
This is Stone Temple Pilots,
right? We don't just stand there and kind of casually cover it. We play it like we wrote it that afternoon, or trying to pitch it. And so people are like, like they're like Hot Topic kids again, like it's so fun to watch a 30-something lose it to a song. Like it's a little too much power, I think, but no, it's fun. You'll have to come check that out sometime. We'll bring it up there.
I need to get rid of my kids for the night, and then I'll go down there.
Yep. Vacation.
Happily.
Agreed.
Well, again, it's got us 9:30, so I'd like to see your night back. Have a good night. All right. Thank you for watching that conversation with Jeremy Spring. I thoroughly hope you enjoyed it. As we are nearing the end of April and going into May, I want to remind you that we are getting closer and closer to 1,000 subs on the channel. So if you have not, please subscribe below. I am trying to get to 1,000 before I go to Monsterpalooza next month. And also, it is getting near the end of April, which means it is the perfect time to sign up for the Patreon, because I do a giveaway right around the 21st, 22nd of the month if you sign up at the VIP level. And the cutoff for that is on the 20th. So if you want in and you want your name to be eligible for a boutique physical media giveaway that I do every single month, sign up now and I will get you put in on the list. In the meantime, please give the video a like and share if it's something that somebody might enjoy. And as I always say, from one collector to all of you, have a good night.